What's up, guys? So today I want to do another Netflix original. Came out pretty recently, and that is called The Voyeur. So The Voyeur is a documentary on Netflix based off the true events of a man called Gerald Foos, who bought and owned a motel out in Colorado. And basically what he did was he built like a system of like in an attic, and he would spy on his hotel guests and, you know, watch them do things. And this man Gerald Foos did this back in the 80s, and a famous journalist who lives in New York City, still alive today, named Gay Talese, heard about this. Gerald, contacted him, and Gay came down and went over to Colorado and interviewed the man, and even voyeured, spied on hotel guests himself, got a first hand experience on what this was all about. And so this documentary mainly takes place in present day. Now Gerald and Gay are very old men now. They still keep in contact. And this documentary is basically just about how Gay Talese is coming up with this book called The Voyeur, about this man who owned this motel and spied on his hotel guests. So when you first hear about this man, Gerald Foos, who is the voyeur, at first you're just thinking to yourself, what a perv, how is he not in jail? He's spying on people having sex. But then you really get to know this person, and you kind of like him a little bit. You kind of like the person. He kind of has a likable personality, and it's not like he mainly was spying on people just having sex. He actually observed what people did. He was kind of observing them, doing experiments, and watching the documentary, it's kind of like, wow, this guy was kind of onto something, but at the same time, it was kind of like, he is a little, maybe a little sick in the head. And then you have Gay Talese again, who is this journalist who is trying to write the book The Voyeur, with his own experiences with Gerald, who is the voyeur. But the best part of this documentary is hearing the crazy story that Gerald, the voyeur, tells about the things he witnessed in his motel. He said he saw a murder. He even went so far as to one time he was watching a couple. They were about to have sex, and then the husband or the man turned the lights off and the TV off so he couldn't see anything, because he would always peek through the air vents. That's how he'd always observe people, and so he couldn't see anything. So he was so desperate enough that he went outside, got his car, parked it in front of their windows, and left the lights on, went back up into the attic, and continued to watch. That's how desperate this guy was at the time. But just all the crazy stories. And are they true? Are the stories true? Because now Gay Talese, who's trying to write the book, starts to find faults and inaccuracies in his stories, and is he telling the truth? That's the whole fun of this, is their interaction with each other. And you can definitely tell these two old men are very good friends. But it's very fun to and interesting to watch Gay Talese try to figure out, are these stories true? Just how much of Gerald and his stories are accurate. And then, of course, when it is announced all over the world that Gay Talese is writing this book about this man, everyone finds out about Gerald Foos and what he did back in the 80s. And, of course, Gerald and his wife, they start to get threatened, and Gerald gets scared. And you actually do kind of feel bad for this guy. You feel bad for him, but at the same time, it's kind of like, this is your fault. This is your fault. But guys, this is a solid documentary. I would highly recommend watching this. Give it a try, guys. Definitely give The Voyeur a try. I highly recommend it. So guys, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a share and a like. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and follow me at Lil Sprek on Twitter. Alright guys, that's all I got for you today. I'll see you later.